What's going on, guys? Welcome back. As you can see, we're on Call of Duty. It's happening. Shadow Siege is coming. Squad size of 4. You start with your loadout. There is respawns. It's a massive TDM by the sounds of things. But what is interesting? What is very interesting? There we go. Let's get into that one. Patch notes. Right, they've released new patch notes. So, generic bug fixes, blah blah blah. But here, weapon tuning. The benefit of tuning for recoil control related stats has been reduced slightly. So that could mean that recoil is being reduced for all guns, so you don't need to tune for recoil as much, if you know what I mean. You never know. It could be the case. It could also just mean that we've all just got to suck it up and deal with mental recoil. We'll have to see. We'll have to hop into a game later on and see what that's all about. Again, more just generic bug fixes, and then we get into weapon balancing. This is where things could get interesting. Chimera gets a buff. It needed one, but it was pretty good. Well, the last time I played with it, which was ages ago, Chimera got a buff. So that's nice. Mid damage increase, neck damage increase, upper torso damage increase. FR Advancer got a bit of a nerf, but mainly a buff. Got a bit of a nerf to its maximum damage, but not the end of the world, especially when you consider that they've buffed the close to mid, headshot, neck damage, upper torso damage, and lower torso damage. So, big close range buff for the FR Advancer. Could it be the new FFAR? Could we be running the dual AR meta again? We'll have to see what they do later on. Lycoma 556. Headshot damage increase. It is what it is. It's a pretty easy gun to shoot, so it could make getting headshots easier, but it's not the strongest weapon in the world, but it does have very, very good recoil control. M16, this is where things get interesting, because I actually ran the M16 not that long ago. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. If it was quicker in between the bursts, and the damage was better, this is where we're coming to, it would be okay. And they've increased the damage. Maximum damage increased, close to mid-range damage increased, and your limb damage multiplier has been increased. So I might have to see if it's actually worth it. You never know. I think that could potentially take us back to the old days of Warzone 1. Burst rifles. You never know. I'm hoping not, but it could. We'll just have to see. Battle rifles, couple of changes here. F-Tac Recon, no one used it. Lycoma 762's got a limb damage multiplier increase, so maybe there might be a few more people using that. SO14, a little bit of a buff. I've never used it, so I can't comment. I know a lot of people were using it for a while, but we'll have to see. TAC V. TAC V got a massive, massive nerf in every possible aspect you could imagine. Max damage decrease, close to mid damage decrease, minimum damage decrease, neck damage multiplier decrease, upper torso damage multiplier decrease, lower torso damage multiplier decrease, and limb damage multiplier decrease. They have tanked the TAC V. We'll just have to see if they've tanked it far enough. It was very well, very, very powerful, but the recoil, big skill gap. Which kind of makes me a little bit sad that they're nerfing it. But at the same time, overpowered guns, regardless of if there's a skill gap or not a skill gap, overpowered guns should be nerfed. So yes, you had to be accurate to be able to abuse the TAC V, but it shouldn't be an option. So we'll just have to see. Marksman rifles, no one cares about the Lockwood Mark II. No one uses it. It's garbage. It could potentially be a little bit better with this buff, but unlikely. We get to another problem now. Everybody's favourite guns, the shotguns. Pure buffs. The only nerf on shotguns is the mid to far damage range has been decreased on the MX Guardian. Everything else is a buff. Max damage increase, close to mid damage increased. Lockwood 300, similar story, and Expedite 12, similar story. So, be prepared for a lot more people to be running around with duff shotguns. Because that MX Guardian, it could be coming back. Fennec. We've all seen it's got a slight bit of a buff recently. It's started to feel good again. And they've just increased the damage again. Minimum, close to mid, and max damage all increased. So you never know. It could be a worthy SMG again. I think they nerfed it a bit too hard. It was ridiculously OP at the start. Everybody was running it, myself included, RPK and Fennec all the time. But I think they nerfed it a bit too far, especially with the likes of the ISO and the MP5. Like, if you're running an SMG, everyone's running the ISO and the MP5. So I think to buff the Fennec a wee bit and put it actually in the mix, good job. Good job. We like it. Sniper rifle for all of you that actually care. Because let's be quite honest, snipers are pointless in this game. You'd be as well using a marksman rifle. Neck damage has been decreased for the Signal 50, and the upper torso damage has been decreased for the Signal 50. So yet again, they've nerfed the snipers. A sniper that couldn't one-shot kill, and they've nerfed it anyway. Blows my mind. And they've also nerfed the 300 blackout ammo for the ISO Hemlock. Close to mid damage decrease and mid damage decrease. Some overall bug fixes there as well. So, tell me in the comments below what you make of it. I think it could be very interesting. I think there could be a lot of people running around with duff shotguns again. But it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one to tell so early on. I'll have to jump into some games and see what's happening. I might try and put on the M16 and see how that fares. I might be an absolute rat and put on the M16 with the MX Guardian. But we'll have to play around and we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully this event tomorrow is good. Hopefully I'll see you all there. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. And until next time, peace.